ABC7 Bangor.
This is ABC7 News at Noon.
A former Athens fire chief accused of sexually assaulting a minor appeared in court Monday afternoon. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. That story is coming up. Also, the Kennebec County Grand Jury has indicted a New York man in connection with a stabbing, and a judge has granted a request for additional DNA tests by a Maine man convicted of murder more than 3 decades ago. That's coming up along with the rest of our stories. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. First, it was a beautiful morning. Let's see what the afternoon holds as we check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin?
Alrighty, happy Tuesday afternoon. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Luigi and Fredericks across from Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. Alrighty, the sky has really quieted down after we saw some storms yesterday, and some of those definitely packed a little bit of a punch though. We had plenty of reports that came in as a result of that, but now things are calming down. We're looking pretty good out there now as we have this cold front right here that's tracking off towards the east. We have more showers and storms across parts of Illinois that's causing some flash flooding in parts of Missouri this morning as well, and in parts of Illinois. But for us, we're looking pretty good, and we will be calm today though under a partly cloudy sky, and even becoming mostly clear to maybe partly cloudy in a few spots later tonight. So the clouds that we see today will really clear up, and tonight will be rather nice. The wind's not too bad out of the west and a little bit to the northwest at about 5 to 10 miles per hour, so nothing completely outrageous going on there, and most of the winds even going calm later on tonight. So your forecast for today, lower 80s under a partly cloudy sky, and that west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 50s on the way, becoming mostly clear with the wind overall looking nice and calm. Tomorrow, not too bad, middle 80s on the way, becoming partly cloudy, west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And your early forecast for the rest of the afternoon period, looking pretty good, partly cloudy, temperatures reaching for the lower 80s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. A Brewer police officer was injured while responding to an incident outside of Walmart this morning. Authorities say they were called to the backside of the Brewer Walmart for a man in crisis. Public safety officer Jason Moffitt says when one of his officers approached the individual, an altercation ensued and the officer was injured.
During the scuffle to get him detained and trying to isolate this person, one of the Brewer PD officers was injured. He has a head injury and possible whiplash.
Moffitt says the person in crisis left the scene to be evaluated by medical staff as well as the officer on duty. The boy accused of killing a 14-year-old girl in Mount Vernon last week has been identified. According to the Portland Press Herald, 15-year-old Aiden Grant of Wayne was in court yesterday on a charge of intentional or knowing murder in connection with a July 18th homicide. He was identified in court documents during the hearing at the Waterville District Court. Grant and the victim had been in a relationship, according to his Facebook page. A former Athens fire chief accused of sexually assaulting a minor appeared in court Monday afternoon. Matthew Jaroncic has the latest.
Sean Boy appeared in Skowhegan District Court Monday afternoon. The former Athens fire chief is charged with sexual assault against a child. During the brief court session, which lasted just 3 minutes, Justice Robert Mullen read Boyd the charges and potential punishment.
Count 1 is punishable up to 30 years in prison, and count 2 is punishable up to 10 years.
Boyd was arrested on July 1st after allegedly sexually assaulting a 9-year-old between January and December of 2014. After posting a $2,500 bail and being released the same day, Boyd was ordered to not be in contact with the victim or anyone under the age of 18. However, Boyd's defense attorney, Andrew Ketterer, is expected to file a motion to appeal this.
I had some discussion with the state's attorney about a modification with supervision so that the defendant could see his own children in a supervised setting.
Justice Mullen questioned the move, saying he wants to hear the names and ages of Boyd's kids before making a decision.
Mr. Boyd is set to appear in court again on September 21st at 9 a.m., where a deposition conference will be held. In studio, Matthew Jaroncic, ABC7, Fox 22.
A Patton man is facing several charges in connection with burglaries in Aroostook County. According to state police, around 7:30 a.m. on July 12th, Trooper Hunter Cotton responded to a house in Sherman after the homeowner reported multiple tools and other items had been taken. Trooper Cotton later found the alleged suspect sleeping in his car at his residence. When Trooper Cotton knocked on the window to wake up 19-year-old Braden Grant of Patton, he saw a small baggie of suspected methamphetamine in plain view. The trooper also saw multiple tools in the car in the front yard. When police searched the home, they found more than $2,000 worth of stolen tools and other household items. Grant was charged with burglary, theft, and possession of drugs. State police say items belonging to a burglarized camp in Sherman were also found at Grant's residence. Grant allegedly confessed to burglarizing the camp and stealing a majority of the items. He was charged with burglary, theft, and criminal mischief for that case. The Kennebec County Grand Jury has indicted a New York man in connection with a stabbing. 26-year-old Hector Rivera was arrested following a stabbing on Main Avenue in Farmingdale in June. The 31-year-old victim was taken to Maine General Medical Center. According to court records, Rivera was found about an hour later and was taken into custody after a struggle with a police dog. He was taken to the hospital to be treated for his wounds. Rivera was indicted on numerous charges, including aggravated assault, drug possession, and refusing to submit to arrest. The State Fire Marshal's office says a fire in Orrington Saturday that destroyed a home was accidental. The Orrington Fire Department responded to the scene on Island View Drive just before 7 p.m. A resident of the home told us all family members got out safely, but the family's dog was missing. Multiple fire departments assisted on the scene, including Brewer, Eddington, Hamden, and Bucksport. A fire marshal's office spokesperson says they believe the fire was accidental and started from a cell phone charger. A judge has granted a request for additional DNA tests by a man convicted of killing a 12-year-old girl more than 3 decades ago. Dennis DeShane is serving a life sentence for the murder and sexual assault of Sarah Cherry, who was abducted while babysitting in Bowdoin. Her body was found 2 days after she disappeared in July of 1988. The Maine Supreme Judicial Court has denied 3 requests for a new trial. DeShane contends advancements in DNA testing technology warranted new tests. Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, the organization representing Maine's sworn law enforcement officers has officially decided who to endorse for governor this fall. That's when we return. We'll be right back.
Looking to haul a new piece of equipment? Homeowners or commercial, Coops Truck and Equipment has the right trailer for you. Coops is the largest dealer of truck flatbeds and hauler bodies in this state and can replace any old rusty bed or outfit any new truck. Our full service facility can modify all truck and trailers with steel and aluminum fabricators on duty. We are your go-to place for CM truck bodies, H&H trailers, and load trail trailers. For trailers, truck bodies, truck outfitting, and more, it's Coops.
Are you eligible for Medicare? Joe Montana is, and he enrolled in a WellCare Medicare Advantage plan. He knows about coverage, and WellCare provides the extra benefits he wants.
Hi, I'm Joe Montana. When you get to be 65, you have little patience for nonsense and inefficiency. That's why when I qualified for Medicare, I went with WellCare.
Take it from Joe. As a WellCare member, you get a $0 or low monthly plan premium on your medical coverage and prescription drugs with $0 generics. And that's not all.
Plus, a flex card to pay for extra dental, vision, and hearing expenses, an over-the-counter allowance, and even give-back plans that put money back into your Social Security check every month.
Call us at 1-866-636-7403. We'll send you our free Medicare all-in-one guide with everything you need to know about Medicare and tell you how to get a $0 or low monthly plan premium on your medical coverage, prescription drug coverage with $0 generics, dental, vision, and hearing coverage, a WellCare Flex card, money for over-the-counter items, and up to $840 back in your Social Security check every year. WellCare is committed to providing our members great Medicare coverage that includes extra health care benefits. If you want to learn more about WellCare, call 1-866-636-7403. We'll send you our free Medicare all-in-one guide with everything you need to know. Or visit our website, enrollwellcare.com. That's 1-866-636-7403. Or enrollwellcare.com to enroll today. WellCare, it's Medicare done well.
If you've been injured in an accident, tell them you mean business.
Monday, the organization representing Maine sworn law enforcement officers officially endorsed former Governor Paul LePage. A.J. Douglas heard from union members to find out why.
Maine's Lodge of Fraternal Order of Police officially announced their endorsement for Paul LePage Monday. After several meetings and negotiations, each union unit ultimately voted to endorse LePage prior to November's governor election. Union President Matt Nato says members were pleased with the LePage administration's efforts. Nato noted decreases in crime while LePage was the governor.
We know that under his leadership, they're going to continue to drop. Now, if you look at his crime statistics when he was governor, his administration, they were a significantly greater decrease than we're seeing today.
Governor LePage says he is grateful for the FOP's endorsement. LePage spoke on the current opioid epidemic, claiming he plans to open 2 detox centers if elected. He also says he will support sobriety programs offered to individuals arrested for crimes connected to drug abuse.
The officers come in and say, there's a path out of jail. You go detox, you get clean. And if you stay clean for a year, we'll expunge your record. Give them a second chance at life. And the problem right now is carrying a felony gives them very little path to a successful future.
LePage criticized the Mills administration's efforts, claiming it did not support officers, but also stated that if elected, he would not repeal all of her efforts. Governor Mills' administration released a statement following Monday's FOP endorsement, stating in part, quote, "As governor, she has increased funding for the Maine Department of Public Safety by $34 million and the Maine State Police by $10 million. She has added new positions to the state police and other law enforcement agencies, including the Maine Warden Service and Marine Patrol. And she has worked with Republicans, Democrats, and independents to deliver more resources to municipalities," end quote. In Augusta, A.J. Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
Democratic Representative Jared Golden announced a landmark endorsement from the Fraternal Order of Police. It's the first time in more than a decade that the group has endorsed a Democrat running for federal office. In a statement, the president, Matt Nato, said in part, quote, "Jared Golden has been a true friend of Maine law enforcement. As a state legislator and now as a member of Congress, Representative Golden has been a leader on issues important to our members," end quote. Governor Mills announced more than $22 million in funding from a Maine Jobs and Recovery Plan to support wastewater infrastructure projects across the state on Monday. Many of the 160 municipal wastewater facilities across Maine were built 40 to 50 years ago. Stakeholders say it's time to rejuvenate those facilities to produce cleaner and safer water. Infrastructure improvements would include updates to sewer lines and pump stations.
It's important to support the economy because wastewater from businesses, whether it's office buildings or restaurants or what have you, within a community, that needs to be treated properly. And so in order to sustain that in a community, you need to have good infrastructure.
Kavanaugh notes that there will be several projects that taking place that could take months or years to complete. With Tuesday's business news, here's Leo Jonathan.
Another meeting of the Fed starting today, and experts think we'll see another significant interest rate hike. Most economists expect a second consecutive boost of 0.75 of a point, the fourth interest rate hike since March. Rising prices are crimping profits at the world's biggest retailer. Walmart has lowered its profit outlook for the second quarter and the full year. The company says shoppers are cutting back. Some of the country's biggest chicken companies have agreed to pay $85 million to settle federal antitrust allegations. Cargill and Wayne and Sanderson Farms have been under investigation for allegedly sharing information about wages for workers. And companies that handle student loans for the federal government are being told to stop sending out any new bills. A freeze on loan payments is set to expire at the end of August, but the Biden administration is considering more loan forgiveness programs. I'm Leo Jonathan with Tuesday's Business on ABC 7.
Coming up, the federal government is conducting a review that could be a lifeline for the wild Atlantic salmon in Maine. That's next. We'll be right back.
Did you know that it's possible to buy the wrong type of flooring for your home? Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or professional contractor, the experts at Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors are here to help, offering solid pro advice from choosing the right material and color to installation. Don DeKalb features the highest quality hardwood flooring sourced from lumber right here in Maine, from Maine traditions. Not only will you get a floor you'll love, you'll get a floor that will last. Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors, buy from the best, forget the rest.
Here at Colburn Shoe, we have something for the whole family. New spring arrivals are coming in daily from quality brands such as Hoka, Birkenstock, Dansko, Sperry, Merrill, and many more. We pride ourselves on our exceptional service. That is why we are America's oldest shoe store.
If you've been injured and think you can't afford a lawyer, think again.
I never paid Lowry & Associates a penny out of my pocket. They came to the hospital, got my medical bills paid, and got me $350,000.
We win for you.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Newport, is sponsored by University of Maine Early College. Tuition-free online fall courses for high school students. umaine.edu/early college. Four Seasons Floral and Gifts, a family-owned and operated business offering only the finest floral arrangements and gifts with friendly service. And the Farmer's Table in Corinna for breakfast, lunches, dinners, and desserts made from farm-fresh ingredients.
There were mice, and eventually your son contracted mites.
I have the video of the mites if you want to play it.
I guess we have to, don't we?
You see them now?
Yes, this is horrible.
Hot Bench, Tuesday at 3 on ABC 7.
Put a little more cash in your bank. Save money with half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
You're not together anymore. She can have a date.
A chance for quality time with his 8-year-old.
She was supposed to drop him off with me for 2 hours.
He was text messaging me from 6:30 on.
I already had my day planned and I had things to do.
But enough.
And then you decided to take him home.
Yes.
Was enough.
When had you last spent time with your son?
It was about 2 years prior that year.
2 years?
Next, Judge Judy.
Tuesday at 5, only on ABC 7.
The federal government is conducting a review of 4 dams of a Maine river that could result in a lifeline for the last wild Atlantic salmon in the U.S. The last of the wild Atlantic salmon live in a group of rivers in Maine and have been listed under the Endangered Species Act since 2000. One of the rivers is the Kennebec River, where Brookfield Renewable U.S. owns dams. Brookfield wants to amend federal licenses for 4 dams and receive a new operating license for one of them. Representatives for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration say that requires a review of the dam's impacts on salmon and possible mitigation measures. As the CDC continues to look for lessons learned from the COVID-19 pandemic, the agency says some healthcare-associated infections went up as COVID-19 sent more people to the hospital. With more, here's ABC's M. Wynn.
We're now learning COVID-19 wasn't the only thing many hospital patients were dealing with during the pandemic. CDC researchers found infections associated with the bloodstream, ventilators, and MRSA bacteria were happening more frequently during the first quarter of 2021 compared to 2019. Catheter-associated urinary tract infections also occurred slightly more during this time. When COVID-19 related hospitalizations went down, so did the number of infections. And when the Delta variant emerged and more patients arrived at the hospital, the number of infections rose again. But the CDC says some infections did go down because of pandemic-related improvements in hand hygiene, use of personal protective equipment, and environmental cleaning in healthcare settings. With this Medical Minute, I'm M. Wynn.
When we return, Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Established in 1925, Bangor Floral has been a premier provider of beautiful floral arrangements and thoughtful gifts for almost 100 years. Whatever the occasion, our premium collection of colorful blooms, blossoming plants, and gift baskets have warmed hearts for generations. We strongly support the Buy Local movement, purchasing directly from local farms and growers, and we are committed to the preservation of our environment. Bangor Floral, located at 332 Harlow Street. Stop in today to experience a flower shop like no other.
Papa Roach. Falling in reverse. The Rockzilla Tour with very special guests, Hollywood Undead and Bad Wolves. Friday, July 29th, Main Settings Amphitheater, Bangor, Maine. Papa Roach. Falling in reverse. On sale now at waterfrontconcerts.com or ticketmaster.com.
Sometimes big truck accidents can result in big case settlements. These are just some of the big case results I fought to get my clients. If a big truck hurts you, we'll make them pay you every single dollar you deserve for your injuries. I'm Jim with Lowry & Associates. If you've been hurt by a big truck, call the twos. We win for you.
Hurt by a big truck? Come out on top. Call the twos. Call 222-2222.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Welcome back. Here's a look at some of the upbeat stories making headlines today.
One of the stages at this year's Newport Folk Festival is being powered by fans on stationary bicycles. Eco-folk duo Illiterate Light came up with the idea. Working with a company called Rock the Bike, they came up with a bicycle-powered sound system. The amps run off solar panels. Extra power will come from fans pumping 6 stationary bikes in 5-minute shifts. Scientists in Belgium are investigating a farmer's claim that music benefits pigs' moods. The farmer first noticed the pigs responding to music when the sows responded to his son's singing. He makes a daily playlist for the pigs, energetic tunes in the morning and lullabies at the end of the day. Researchers say the music may help relieve boredom. And 5 Ukrainian soldiers wounded in the war against Russia are in Minnesota to be fitted for prosthetic limbs. The Minneapolis-based Limb Lab is providing the amputees with state-of-the-art equipment. The prosthetics are being provided free of charge thanks to donations and community partners. And those are some of the other stories making headlines on ABC 7.
Kneisel Hall Chamber Music School and Festival is a summer program for college-age students located in Blue Hill. Students from the music school perform Monday evening for a small audience in Bangor. Stephanie Wittenbach has the details.
Students from Kneisel Hall Chamber School and Festival are traveling across Maine playing pieces of music they've just learned while attending the prestigious program in Blue Hill. Many of the artists study at the Juilliard School, Yale University, and Manhattan School of Music. Monday night, they played 3 classical pieces for a small audience at All Souls Church in Bangor.
I'm actually playing Beethoven's Archduke Trio. We've been working on it for the past, I think, 3.5 weeks. We performed it recently, so this will be our second performance. And yeah, we're very much looking forward to it.
Instructor Patricia Stowell from All Souls Church says learning a piece like Beethoven's Archduke can take months for some artists.
It's 40 minutes long. It's a pretty long piece, but it's one of his most monumental works, and it's just a masterpiece. I love it. It was very difficult to learn. I think it's one of his weirder trios. It's very unconventional with the way it was written.
The concert was free for audience members and included 3 songs featuring piano, violin, cello trios by composers from the likes of Schumann, Weinberg, and Beethoven. To see the students front and center and check out their tour dates, go to foxbangor.com for a full schedule. In Bangor, I'm Stephanie Wittenbach reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
The second oldest post office in operation in the U.S. is located in Castine. Jody Hersey takes a look.
It's just a beautiful building.
Originally built in 1817, this architectural wonder on Main Street in Castine was created to be the registry of deeds for the county courthouse and also home to a bank. According to the Castine Historical Society's executive director, the federal government purchased this property in 1833 to use as a post office and customs house when the courthouse moved to Ellsworth.
This was a major thoroughfare for all the shipping going up and down and all over the world.
Over the years, the government has tried to get rid of this landmark.
That was in the 1960s and then again in the 1990s. Both cases, huge protests, so much of an outcry, made national news that the federal government had to back off.
Now, the Castine Post Office proudly holds the title of second oldest post office in operation in the U.S., behind the post office in Hillsdale, New Hampshire.
I rent the old customs house part of the building, and it's one of the most beautiful spaces in all of town. I just love the shape and quality of the space. It's got 14-foot high ceilings that are sort of coffered on the top, so they all curve in. And they just create a wonderful open feel to the whole space.
Professional designer Ted Lemire and postmaster Douglas Terry get the chance to work in this beautiful building each week.
I just love the art, the historic part of it. The people are so great. It's a great town, and it just all comes together as one.
Folks in Castine say this is more than an historic building. They say the post office is the heart and soul of this community.
This is really the community gathering place. You come here, you get your mail, you get all the gossip.
And whether you have a letter to mail or not, residents here say stopping by this well-loved landmark is worth a visit. In Castine, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
A breaching whale landed on the bow of a small boat off the coast of Plymouth, Massachusetts. The dramatic moment was caught on camera by a fellow boater. It happened Sunday near White Horse Beach. Luckily, no injuries were reported and the boat wasn't seriously damaged. The whale is believed to be a humpback common to the area. Now let's check your full forecast with Devin Biggs. Devin?
Alrighty, happy Tuesday afternoon. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Alrighty, we had some storm reports coming in as a result of the storms we saw yesterday, though, including some lightning reports. Lightning striking a porch in some areas here that happened near the Tremont area at about 5:40 yesterday. So our porch was smoldering because of some of the lightning that struck nearby. And further down to the south, even offshore, though, there was some wind, some marine thunderstorms that recorded some winds up to 46 miles per hour. And that took place at about 2:11 p.m. yesterday. But now things have calmed down. The radar's looking pretty good out there, though, as everything started tracking off towards the east. We'll be watching for a partly cloudy sky coming up this afternoon, as more clouds are expected to move in. But here's the setup here. We have this front right here causing some showers and storms in Missouri and Illinois. This will stay away from us, but that's causing some flooding near St. Louis this morning. But high pressure moving in for us this afternoon, so that means a nice day on the way. We'll be watching this system too as it will start to get close to us soon. Wave height's not too bad at around 3 to 6 feet according to some of the buoys out there. No small craft advisory in effect at this point. Our average high is 81 degrees. We'll be in the lower to middle 80s today, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, with even Saturday being in the lower 80s. Then getting warmer again Sunday into Monday, so another heat wave looks to set up shop. Alrighty, your muggy meter, though, dew points will be comfortable for the next few days until about Thursday before they start rising again, reaching for the middle 60s and even staying there by Friday, but then falling back again by Saturday and also into parts of Sunday. UV index forecast for today, not too bad. It will be at a 6, so it's down a little bit, but still high. That means a bird time of around 30 minutes, so hats, sunglasses, sunscreen, and shade will be necessary as you do head out the door to avoid a bad sunburn. So moving forward, though, becoming partly cloudy this afternoon, calming down later on tonight as the sky will become mostly clear and really quiet out there, too. But by tomorrow, a few more clouds will be on the way again, but still remaining rather dry as we move forward. So a couple of nice days will soon be on the way. So for today, lower 80s becoming partly cloudy. That west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 50s on the way, becoming mostly clear with the wind overall looking nice and calm. And for tomorrow, middle 80s on the way, becoming partly cloudy. That west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. In your Scott's Recreation extended forecast for mostly cloudy on Thursday, with highs reaching for the mid 80s, lower 80s by Friday, with a chance for storms and a lot of sunshine by Saturday, highs in the lower 80s.
Thank you, Devin. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley. We'll see you this evening with Peter Dubois and Beth Jones on ABC 7 News at 6. Have a great afternoon.